So we picked our reference, we created a new My Project directory, we moved our reference from the level 3 pliers folder into the source images of our project, and then we have set our project and saved our first file. Now it's time for us to bring in our reference images. So if I click out here and hit spacebar, that should bring us to the 4-pane view. If yours did not go to the 4-pane view, you can always click this icon on the left right here. So that's a slower way to get between these. You want to kind of get used to hitting spacebar over the view you want to use and spacebar to get back out. It's going to be a quicker way of working. We've decided to use just the top and the side reference, so I'm going to go ahead and put the top reference in first. Also, if like you notice my grid is hidden over here, I can turn my grid back on. So if something doesn't look exactly like the way your Maya setup is, you can always send me an email. You can go to one of the Google Hangouts, or just kind of think about, if it's just something hidden, under show is one spot you can hide a lot of things. So I'm going to go to my top view, and under view, image plane, I'm going to import my image. If you set your project, it should jump to the source images folder of that project. So this is my top view, so I'm going to go ahead and hit open. Alright, and I like to move my images in the perspective view so that they're not going to kind of get in the way when I start modeling. So this is my Y handle, and I can see on the cheat sheet in the bottom left. I'm going to grab that and move it down. So down would be away from the arrow, up is with the arrow. So I'm just going to move this down and kind of out of the way so my model will end up in the center here. I'm hitting spacebar to come back up, and in my side view, I'm going to add that side view image. Okay, so I'm at my origin. I'm going to hit view, image plane, import image, and let's look for that side view, which I believe is this guy. Yep. I hit spacebar to preview that, spacebar to close it, and I'll hit open. So I have my side reference in, I have my top reference in. I'm going to move my side reference in the perspective kind of off a bit in the distance. And right away I can see that these don't exactly match because the handles are on a different, or in a different location. So I'm going to take this guy right here, and in X, and I know that because of my cheat sheet in the bottom left, in X I'm going to rotate 180 degrees. And that didn't work. Let's try 90. Okay, actually it's not X. So what I can do, actually it looks like they want me to do it in Y, or Y was already rotated 90. So let's go to 0. Let's go to -90. There we go. So you may have to kind of play with these a little bit to get them rotated correctly, but now you can see they kind of match. But I'm also noticing that there might be a size discrepancy, potentially. So I'm going to come to my top view, and I'm just going to create a polygon primitive, and let's create a cube. And I'm just going to scale this cube in Z until it's the same length from the kind of where the rubber starts to the metal kind of tip. So I'm going to hit 4 so I can see through. I could even right click and go to vertex mode and just move these vertices to where they match. Okay, so from here, let's go back to object mode. Let's just check. So I can see there's definitely a size discrepancy, right? So I'm going to take this image and I'm going to hit R and grab from the center and start to scale this up until the tip of the pliers touches this box. And I can see the orange right here is pretty much touching in the right spot. To double check this, let's move this box back here to where it matches the very end. And let's move these vertexes forward a bit. Right up here, let me zoom in, show you what I'm seeing. Right where I'm seeing that orange change. I'm hitting spacebar, going to my top view, and it looks like that lines up too. So our images are now properly imported. They're both going the right direction, and I know that they're both scaled properly. I may have to make subtle adjustments, like rotating this a little bit later on. If you want to try to do it now, you can. But I can already see it's not like 100% straight. So just rotating it a little to straighten it out. I may tweak that a bit yet too. But this is pretty much set up and good enough for us to start modeling.